came to him. They relayed the issue and shared to him the two best possible tactics. Louis XIV just listens. His face reveals nothing. When they are done talking, he would just say, "I shall see." Then he would already take his leave. Louis XIV will never talk on the subject again. The courtmen would only know his decision after a few weeks. That is, when Louis XV has already acted on the state issues. By being silent, no one knows what he's thinking. No one can predict his next move. His silence also causes the men around him to just talk. Instead of knowing his thoughts, they would end up revealing their own selves. Later on, Louis XIV will use that information against them. As a result, Louis XIV became powerful and feared. He can take anyone off balance. He knows what makes them tick. Silence became Louis XIV's strongest defense. Limiting your words will not only make you powerful, it will also prevent you from making mistakes. When you don't think first of what you say, you may say something wrong or foolish. It can also cause you danger. In the year 1825, there was a rebellion in Russia. Nicholas I was newly crowned as the new Tsar. But the liberals wanted change. They wanted Russia to become a modern country. They wanted its economy and government to keep up with the other European countries. Nicholas I ultimately crushed in the rebellion in the Decembrist uprising. He ordered the rebellion leader, Kondratry Ryleyev, to be hanged and executed. Ryleyev stood on the platform with a rope upon his neck. The doors at his feet opened. But instead of choking, Ryleyev's rope broke. He fell to the ground. At times like these, the people think that it will be the will of the heavens. Usually the man to be hanged will be given a pardon. Ryleyev stood up. He shouted in front of the crowd, "You see, in Russia they don't know how to do anything properly, not even how to make a rope." The messenger quickly went to the Tsar to tell him what happened. Nicholas I was disappointed that Ryle's hanging failed, but he went on to sign his pardon papers. Before doing so, he asked the messenger, "Did Ryleyev say anything after this miracle?" To which the messenger answered, "Sir, he said that Russia they don't even know how to make a rope." Nicholas I then tore the pardon papers. He commanded, "In that case, let us prove the contrary." That very next morning, Ryleyev was brought to the gallows again. Unfortunately for him, the rope did not break anymore. Once you have said something, you can never take your words back. Be careful of what you say. You might offend other people. You might say words that can be harmful to you. As the saying goes, less talk, less mistakes. Law 4. Never outshine the master. Galileo Galilei was an Italian scientist. In the beginning of 1600s, he had a problem. He had become very dependent on the rulers for funding of his research. Galileo dedicated his discoveries and inventions to the rulers. It was a norm for the scientists of Renaissance period. When he invented the military compass, he brought it to Duke of Gonzaga. He wrote a book on how to use the compass. Galileo gave that book to the Medici family. Both the Duke and the Medici were impressed. They gave him more students. However, no matter that greatness of his discovery, the ruler always paid him by gifts and not by cash. This led to Galileo being always dependent on them. In order to live, he always had to win his favors. In 1610, Galileo discovered the Jupiter moons. He thought of a new strategy. He used to divide his discovery for each of his patents. A telescope for one ruler, a book for another, etc., etc. This time, Galileo decided to focus on Medici. He solely dedicated the Jupiter moons to them. It is a brilliant tactics, since Jupiter has always been a symbol of Medici family. Cosimo I, the founder of Medici, hailed Jupiter as the most powerful god. In Greek mythology, Jupiter is called Zeus. Cosimo I saw Jupiter as a perfect symbol of power of the Medici dynasty. He founded Medici in 1540. Galileo announced that he discovered the Jupiter moons on the coronation day of Cosimo II. He honored the Medici in front of the court and the whole Italy. There are 4 Jupiter moons. Galileo proclaimed that 4 moons symbolized Cosimo II and his 3 brothers. The 4 moons orbit around Jupiter, just as the 4 suns orbit the Medici founder Cosimo I. By doing so, Galileo showered Italy that the heavens bless the Medici dynasty. Galileo also had an emblem made. The emblem pictured the god Jupiter in the skies and 4 stars around him. He offered it as the new symbol of Cosimo II. The efforts of Galileo paid off. That year, he was appointed by Cosimo II as the official mathematician and philosopher of the throne. Galileo was entitled with full salary. Because of his action, he did not have to be dependent anymore on his patents. He did not have to beg anymore for their favor. All masters want to be superior to all their subjects. No subject must be more intelligent and brilliant than they are. The masters do not actually care about the inventions and discoveries of science. All they are concerned about is their glory and the honor of their name. By associating Medici with the heavenly bodies, Galileo gave them even more honor. Intelligent people like Galileo make masters insecure. Masters do not want to appear just as the financier. They wanted to be a part of invention or discovery. They wanted to appear intelligent as well as powerful. Galileo was right to give Medici all the glory. Galileo did not pose himself as more intelligent than the rulers. They did not become insecure of him. Instead, he elevated the Medici status in Italy. Galileo made the Medici name more powerful when he linked them to the heavenly bodies. He brought the glory to his masters and not to himself. By doing that, he was greatly rewarded. It is dangerous to be the reason of your master's insecurity. What you must do is to flatter your master, but make it discreet. Make your master get all the credit. Do not make it appear that you are more brilliant than the master. It is better to act naive. Always ask for your master's advice. If you had a brilliant idea, make it appear that you got it from your master. To gain power, it is better to disguise the strengths you possess. Let other people outshine you. Do not be cause of their insecurity. When the time comes for you to shine, this will become your advantage. Conclusion. These are only a few advices that you can apply in your daily life. They are not only useful to those who want power, you can use these laws to have a better relationship with others. Never outshine your master can also be interpreted as being grateful to people who help you. Use your enemies can also be understood as forgiving those who have offended you or giving people a second chance. Concealing your intentions may teach you to be humble and unassuming. Saying a few words will make you become a better person. You may not be a politician, but surely you will learn something from this book. So I hope you like the summary as well as efforts behind it. And if you feel we were able to create valuable content for you, you can show your love by giving a review in Google Play. Jai Hind.